begins writing. Tertullian's full name is Quintus Septimus Florens Tertullianus. Tertullian was from Carthage, North Africa. He was born around 160 and died around 120. He was born to two non-Christian parents. His father was an army officer.
Tertullian received a full education and was studying in the field of law in Rome. That's where he studied. In his mid-30s, he converted to Christianity because he wasn't born a Christian, both his parents were, and then that's when he moved back to Carthage. And in Carthage, he became a leading figure to the Christian community. And Tertullian then, at the age of 50, left the Catholic Church, and he joined a Christian sect called the Montanist.
A famous quote written by Tertullian is, "The blood of the martyrs is the seed of the church."
Okay, class, it's story time. Today we're going to read the story of Tertullian. Pretty picture, Okay. Now, once upon a time, more than 800 years ago, a man called Quintus Septimus Florens Tertullianus was born in 160 CE in Carthage. It was a tough name to say, so everybody just called him Tertullian. Tertullian was born to pagan parents, and his dad may have been a centurion, which was a non-commissioned officer to the governor of the province. See? The baby and his parents. Yay. Tertullian got a great education of grammar, rhetoric, philosophy, and law. What a smart guy.
Gee, I'm really smart. I think I'll go to Rome and be a lawyer.
And that's just what he did. But in Rome, he became interested in the Christian movement.
Hey, look, that's fun.
He moved back to Carthage and converted to Christianity.
I'm now a Christian. Hi, God.
Hey, who goes there?
Most Christians looked like they were having fun. They had great belief, courage, and their martyrs, and strong morals. So now, I'm here for you, big guy.
That's great.
Towards the end of the 2nd century, the church in Carthage had become huge, firmly established, and was a strong force in North Africa. Tertullian had become a leading member of the African church. He used his talent to teach the unbaptized and the unfaithful.
So remember, class, there is only one God, and He's a great God, once you get to know Him. Right, Big G?
You know it, T.
Tertullian also became an apologist, or literary defender of the Christian faith. Muy macho, no? During the next 25 years of his life, Tertullian devoted himself to his literary pursuits. His work were filled with puns, memorable phrases, sarcasm, and strong arguments against his opponents. He could also be sweet and sensitive, such as in his writings to his wife at Uxirum.
You're so sweet.
Aw, shucks.
Tertullian was such a great writer that he encouraged Christians to go where they've never gone before. He made them start thinking outside the box when it came to life and thought.
You guys should try thinking over here.
Outside the box. He fought for his faith, and his weapon was a pen and paper. Again, muy macho. He also wrote books against specific people, like in Adversus Marcionem, a book against Marcion, an Anatolian heretic who believed that the world was created by the evil god of the Jews. In Adversus Hermogenum, he wrote against Hermogenes, a Carthaginian painter who was sure God made the world from something that was already there.
Looks like someone should have come more to my class. God is a good guy.
You guys have all heard of baptism, right?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Tertullian wrote the first book on it.
I think I'll call you De baptismo.
He also wrote a book about the Christian idea of man in de anima, about prayer on essays called De Oratione, and a book against heresy called De Prescriptione Hereticorum.
Wow, my hand is tired.
Tertullian also wrote about problems Christians were facing, including the appropriate dress and wearing cosmetics in De Cultu Feminarum.
Which one looks better on me?
Both look great.
Oh, you're no help.
You should read my book.
He also wrote about service in the military in De Corona, whether a person should run away if they're persecuted in De Fuga in Persecuzione, and on marriage and remarriage in De Monogamia.
You know, I'm getting tired of how unsure and indecisive these Christians are. Now they look like they know what they're talking about.
And just like that, Tertullian decided to leave the Christian Orthodox Church and turn to Montanism. The Montanists had a message about the end of the world that seemed urgent, strict, and convincing. But eventually, he got tired of them as well.
Okay, now you guys are getting too soft for me. I'm leaving. I think I will make my own religion.
That's exactly what Tertullian did. The group even lasted in Africa until the 5th century. Tertullian lived up to be an old man, but his writings only go up to the year 220. He may have finally just got tired of writing.
You can say that again, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't because of that.
It was in his writings that we first find the idea of the Holy Trinity. He taught that God was one person in two natures.
Wow. Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit are different, but the same. Of course, it's so obvious.
His most remembered phrase from his writings was, "The blood of the martyrs is the seed of the church." In his most famous question, "What has Athens to do with Jerusalem?" he made it clear that there was a difference between faith and reason.
That's right. Traditional Christian faith and Greek philosophy are not the same people.
In the end, no one is really sure when he died. Late Christians never forgave him for switching faiths. They called him really mean things. They said really mean things about him and held a grudge. However, they did appreciate his writing talent and his intellect. Modern scholars don't agree with the views of the past Christians. In fact, they believe Tertullian was a smart man who played an important role in the development of Christianity. The end. Tertullian was a great writer and defender of his faith and a strong leader. After all, we still remember what he wrote after more than 800 years. We hope you enjoyed the story and have learned something new about Christianity.